Oh boy. Oh boy. Welcome to the Yee Yee Show. And if you guys have been waiting, thank you for being patient. Mr. Yee Yee is here. We're here to bring you guys this content. We love what we do here. We love how we bring you guys this content. And, you know, thank you guys all for tuning in. If you're not watching right now, maybe you're watching later on. And I salute you. Thank you so much. But today we have a nice show for you. We're crushing SEO, and we're bringing you guys these answers, these questions that you guys have for SEO, and we're just bringing it to you guys to make it so much easier for you guys now to to understand SEO and what it can do for your business, but also your brand that you are creating and getting there to, maximize your, you know, uh uh money to get it. You know what I mean? And on the show today we have another guest. You guys have seen him so many times, the owner of Rank Fortress. We got William Jones on the show again today. And, we're crushing it. We collaborated. Mr. Yee is the ambassador of the brand. And, I love to bring this to you guys because I highly, highly, highly support this situation with Rank Fortress and collaborating and bringing you guys this content and bringing you guys this information that's going to help you guys with SEO, building your brand, and just total optimization that you guys, can really, really help you. Because when I first started, there was nobody telling you this. There was nobody helping you with this. There was just people keeping it as a secret in their little circle and charging you guys so much money. And now, the rabbit's out of the hat. You know what I mean? People can't do that anymore, and they're trying, but they're starting to see their numbers do, because it's the tidal wave of people being, exposed now, and that's chunk removal's changing. And with that said, thank you guys so much. Let's bring in our guest. Let's bring in, you know, Sir William. Yes, yes. What's up, my
Morning.
brother?
Not much. How you doing, bro?
Oh man, good, good, good. Just enjoying this day, and glad to have you on. Yeah, I know you're a busy, busy man, and what's going on? How you doing?
Thank you. Doing good, man. Doing good. I slept last night. I didn't have to stay up all night, so I had
Okay.
an alarm. But I was excited because my lead team, like I was telling you, they're running stuff, and they just send me different results and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, I didn't
Mm.
even hit the sack probably till like 4 a.m. still,
It's
and
okay.
even I can't go to sleep. It is what
Yeah.
it is. But
The
um,
fortress doesn't sleep. You know what I mean? And that's just what it's about. And
yes, sir.
today we got William on the show again, and we're doing this weekly show for you guys because we're trying to bring you guys and show you guys that a lot of people say SEO is so easy, but is it really easy?
Yeah.
And should you reach out to someone for help, or shouldn't you reach out to someone for help, especially an expert that shows you everything, that breaks down everything for you and shows you the blueprint and doesn't just hide behind other people's work, or when you call them, let me book you an appointment and I'll talk to you a week later.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen here at Rank Fortress. What do you think about that, William?
A lot of times people can get me as soon as they message me. I mean, half the time it's either going to be me or my lead team. But even so, once someone signs up, for example, and they're in the junk removal space, they get a private chat with me on top of having if you will, a calendar link where they can book a call with me and customer service link. Someone said, for example, well, one of your competitors, I can call them at any time. Well, all you got to do is drop me a DM. And there's
Mm-hmm.
so many times at 1, 2 o'clock in my morning time, I'm answering people, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
helping people. And if you're too good to answer people, then I definitely wouldn't want to do business with you. So I'm just
Absolutely.
trying to help people. And it could be how to do this or how to do that. A guy asked me earlier, and he's like, as soon as I got up, it's like, well, how do I focus on high paying jobs only? This is for a restoration company, or, if you will, a remodeling company, like, home models, remodeling bathrooms, stuff like that. So, and I get those questions a lot because, if you ask most people, most SEOs or whatever, it's just going to be like, I'm just going to rank you in this entire city or whatever, and that's not always the way to go. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
like California where you're at and stuff. It's like there's certain areas a lot more money
Yeah.
than other areas. Other areas, you am not going to be getting $20 to remove a damn mattress.
Now, 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 when you say other areas,
Mm-hmm.
far as money, can we touch base and talk about justice map? What
Yeah.
is that all about? Because I know a lot of people are trying to figure what is justice map. Break it down to them, will you?
So there is a website. It's just justicemap.org. And justicemap.org, it breaks everything by race and community in part of the country. It'll break it down by American Indian, Asian, Black, Hispanic, white, whatever. But then the part that I use, because I could care less about that other part, but if you click on income, it breaks everything down by income. So income being red or blue, meaning, if, can you hear me now, Triple G?
Well, I think they're
I,
saying that you're not clear. I think it's the
yeah, the
the
AC's been
the
off.
AC.
Let me check something real quick. But
And Triple G, what's up, my brother? Triple G's in the house. Thank you for tuning in. You know what I mean? Get some
what about
popcorn.
now? Is it clear now? Clear now?
Oh,
Clear now?
no, no.
Clear
It's
now?
no.
Huh? That's interesting. I got echo cancellation on.
Mm-hmm.
Reduce mic background noise. Is that good? Better?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you, but it's just there's a little bit of a
Huh.
maybe if I
I don't
take
know.
you maybe if I
The
take you out, bring you back in. I don't know.
yeah, you can try it.
All right, hang on. Hello. You know what I mean? Let's try to fix this real quick, this audio, and then bring him back in. Let's go. All
Hello,
right.
hello, hello.
Yeah, you see, it's still there. It's still there.
Okay, well, we'll go with it. But
Yeah.
so Justice Mac will then show you, for example, by if you will, income, and it will fetch the data. And red areas, darker red, are going to be really poor areas. Lighter red's a little bit more money. Blue and dark blue is a lot more money. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously we want to stay in the dark blue areas.
The dark blue.
Just depending on what you're doing. I mean, in like Colorado, there's low like Colorado Springs, Denver, Boulder. All those areas are really good. If you're in Cali, like San Fran, San Jose, Sacramento, Santa Barbara, Santa Monica, Los Angeles, Long Beach. Um, if you're in Nevada, Reno, Elko, you know, Utah, Salt Lake. I mean, it goes
Yeah.
on and on, but things like this. This guy's over in Chicago, so Chicago is going to be a really good area. But then you have to go, okay, let me really zoom in on the map and then find the
So
actual place.
so people can see all this themselves if they just go to justicemap.com.
.org. So if you go to
Justicemap.org.
justicemap.org,
Mm-hmm.
all you got to do, and I can share this with you if you want,
Yeah.
but Justice Map. So this is what it looks like when you first get to it. You're
Mm-hmm.
just going to see, for example, this is by race and stuff, which I could care
Yeah.
less for. But then if you hit income map, and you'll see over here, like this little window, it says, the dark reds are 0 to 35,000 income per
Mm-hmm.
household. What I want to stick with is 115K or more. So if a job's 100,000 or more, I want to find these dark ass areas like this. Like this guy's over in Chicago. I'm terribly like South Dakota here. Obviously, like when you go over to Nevada, you can zoom in on this stuff, and it's like I don't want to be on the reservation or nothing.
Yeah. So
There's
basically
certain areas.
you can zoom in more and that will show you
Yeah,
zip codes.
you just zoom in, and it will zoom in on the areas and stuff, and it'll give you more. You can do OpenStreetMap or
Mm-hmm.
satellite.
Mm-hmm. In case you want
Satellite does it this
in,
way, gives you
in,
more details.
in case you wanted to go like put some yard signs in that area or
Yeah, good idea.
target that area, right?
Yeah, that's what I tell people. It's like in Sacramento, what area should I target if I'm in this area? Well, do I want to go over here? No. Do I want to go over here in this area near CA70? Yes. What about this area in CA70 then? Yes, but more
Mhm.
so in the darker areas,
Yeah.
near Roseville, then also 180, then in Sacramento. Not everywhere in Sacramento do you want to go.
Yeah.
East
There's a
Sacramento you do.
yeah, there's a
West
bunch of
Sacramento, no. You don't want to go in West
no,
Sacramento.
no. And there's flooring over there. It's big streets over there that are just like homeless tent cities and a lot of
See,
home
when you
illegal
zoom it in,
dumping.
see, we can zoom it in like that, and we can actually go into the streets. What
Mhm.
streets do I want to go into? So
Mhm.
I mean, you could literally break everything down and be
Yeah.
like, I want to go near Irwin Circle. That's cool, but if I go near Up Martinez, no, I don't. Stay the fuck away from Up Martinez subdivision.
Yeah, so I would definitely, if people out there, justicemap.org, and take advantage of that, you know what I mean, and know the good areas in your area so you can really do what you got to do, and you know where the money's at, because where the money's at you should be at. That's the area you should be
Like,
targeting, like on your if you're running Facebook ads, or if you're just doing yard signs, or if you're ghost writing your vehicle, ghost routes. I'm ghost writing your vehicle, ghost routes, and you're just driving in that area with your vehicle and people see you. That's probably where you want to park your truck and trailer, or your dump truck, or
so like
wherever
this
you're.
guy, he's in Chicago, and
Chi-town.
you don't want to be near none of this area in Gary or Hammond or anything but Chicago. Chicago, you
Is that
want to be
south
able to,
side?
you zoom in and you can come into these areas. This is where you want to be near Washington Wabash, Washington Wells,
Mhm.
all this stuff, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
But then if you zoom out, do I want to be over here? No, it like jumps from dark blue. It's like you cross the other side of the railroad tracks. Get the hell away from there.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that right there is on justicemap.org, and you guys could download that or
yeah.
have that in your
No, you just
situation.
go straight to the. You don't even download it. It's just on the website. Just go to it and take a
See?
look at it. You can even
Mhm.
share it. If you wanted to share it, you can. Look at it from there's your graphs.
Mhm.
It'll fetch the other data. Who lives in this area? Like if I click on this right over here, this graph, it will actually fetch. If I choose this little area right here, right, it will fetch who actually lives in that area. What's the
Mhm.
percentage of Indians, Asians, Black, Hispanic, whites, non-whites,
The whole pot.
Eco,
The whole pot.
everything. Usually all of it. So,
Nice. So, that was some good info. So, let's touch another subject right here. Let's touch another
yeah.
one. Everybody's talking about WordPress. You
hmm
know, does WordPress matter or not?
So, from an SEO point of view or a business point of view, from a business point of view, it don't matter. And I would tell you, for instance, like when you're first getting started and you don't know anything, right? You're just trying to start making some money. I'm just trying to start getting some side hustles. I start a side hustle, and I'm gonna start picking up trash. Does it matter? No, and yes. Does it matter how you get started? Yes, and no. Knowing the fact that I just want to get started. Most people overthink it and they don't want to get started because, well, I should get started on WordPress. I don't know how to do WordPress, or I don't know how to do this, and then they don't get started at all. Would I rather you get started on anything? Yes, get started on whatever the fuck you can get started on.
Mhm.
But it matters in the sense that however you get started is going to be the foundation for where you go to. And I found specifically, not in any other niche, but specifically in junk removal. And mind you, we did white labeled for like 6+ years, and we're talking about WordPress, Ditto, Wix, Shopify, um, all types, go high level, all of them, Squarespace, all of it. And every niche, some people just start using, especially with rank and rent, they use whatever they can. It's fast, it's quick and easy, and we've been able to rank stuff. Then I come into junk removal, And that's why I said in that group before, I said, who's been teaching all these people to be on Duda just out of curiosity? Because every time I turn around, all I see is Duda, 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 Duda.
Okay, now
And,
hang on.
you know,
Now hang on, William. Is Duda as good as WordPress?
what I found specifically is mainly in junk removal space. Like, you can actually, there are graphs showing that Duda is fast, it's quick, it's a drag and drop. So I understand from a business person's point of view that doesn't have any experience whatsoever, I can go in, buy the website, start a website, have it up within a few hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that point. But from the point of can it rank, it can rank, if you have the time. Like, it takes me a little bit longer to rank a Dudo site. However, it depends on the area. Are you in a highly competitive niche? I've had
Mm-hmm.
people say, well, I've been able to rank, their website, and it's a Wix website in, I believe, Los Angeles. But then if you go look, and I have, you haven't ranked. You're in the top 6, and that took you 6 months to get there. Like,
Yeah.
ranking to me means like junk removal near me, top 3. And
Yeah.
so how you wind up having to do it, if you're one of these platforms, is can you rank with Duda? Can you rank with Wix? Can you rank with any of it? Is you wind up having to spend more money on backlinks. And
So
backlinks can go anywhere from $50 to thousands per link, So that's the main
yeah.
thing. And
So
then,
go ahead. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
No, I was going to say, wh- what are the most overlooked on page factors that make a big difference in ranking?
So what for me, it's like when you're talking about the platform specifically, it's like what is this platform going to limit me from being able to do? Like, a lot of the platforms, I have zero control over the URL structure, or if you will, how something looks. If I go to a specific page, and instead of being, let's say, no limit hauling and junk removal .com/furniture removal, I won't have no control over that, right? I have
Mm-hmm.
no control over the page name, or I have no control over, how to edit and optimize my images. There's certain things that I have no control over that will help me. And the thing is, I'm not basing, like, a lot of times people will just, I prefer. I've, I just will never use anything but WordPress, and that's not me. Um, and the thing is, we're basing it on once I've done audits on, and I've done audits on thousands of these, and I got, let's say, 400 or 500 in the junk removal space that I've done audits on.
Mm-hmm.
And out of those 400 or 500, most of which are on Duda by most of the junk removal SEOs, and you look at them and you go, out of 400 of them, maybe 20 of them are in the green, maybe ranking, and the rest aren't. You start going, okay, so something's up here. Either A, they're not really great at SEO, or the platform sucks, or it's both. But
Mm-hmm.
it can't be, like, even with me, it's like when you look at the platform, it's like, if I'm doing the same stuff on this as I am on this one ranks and this one doesn't rank.
Yeah.
Something's going to give. The main things I'm looking at is how can I structure the website, how can I put the content on the website, and then once I do that, I mean, it's even with me, I'm actually doing my own SEO on one of our new sites, and in 2 weeks we're already on Yahoo and Bing. We're in the top 3. So I mean, it's WordPress based, content based, stuff
So
like that.
so how do you balance site speed, design, and SEO performance?
So it depends on the niche. So, like, a lot of times, I will tell you this, like a photographer, I really don't take photographers. I don't take real estate. I don't take people, like, generally cosmetic surgery, mainly because, like, their site, they want this beautiful, huge images, high depth images. And what's going to happen, that's going to slow the website down because I know that they're selling a visual, if you will, appeal, which is fine, but generally that's going to go against the grain of SEO.
Yeah.
Especially if I need to do on-page SEO and add tons of content and everything, they're not going to want that on the site.
Mm-hmm.
The workaround for it, if I wanted to take them, would be okay. Well, let me do it in the back end where no one can see it. It's not in the menu. There's not a lot of the on-page, if you will, visual stuff. But so for me, I mean, the balance part of it's like I found a niche that works for me: junk
Yeah.
removal and home services, and I
Mm-hmm.
pretty much stick with that. I don't really get into a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
I've had,
I think home services are number one right now.
yeah, home
So many
services.
people are walking away from their businesses, their careers, and starting home services business, even like picking up poop. But what are the most common SEO mistakes you see businesses make in this industry?
Number one, listen to the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the wrong people and trusting the wrong people. Um, what I would tell you to do is, I mean, I can tell you the handful of people besides myself: Chris Palmer, Mike Merlino. That's it. I'm not listening to everybody else. What
So
happens? You start listening this person, this person, this person, and put a little bit of this, and this together, and you got a hodgepodge.
yeah.
For me, I go number one. I don't ever listen to anyone that does not have an invested. My mentor taught me this. Is like I don't ever listen to anybody that doesn't have an invested interest in my success.
Mm-hmm.
I.e., do you have any skin in the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is where I got into that part of it. But listening to the wrong people, taking the wrong advice, not blogging, not creating content, not doing shorts, being scared of the judgment of other people. What is someone going to say? Am I going to hurt someone's feelings because I say something, or I don't want to post something because I want to walk the fence?
Mm-hmm.
Choose where what you believe in and stick by it, regardless of how much money it may or may not cost you. Because if you don't, then you have no standard. If you have no
Mm-hmm.
standard, you can be bought. So that's kind of my thing. Um,
What do you feel? How do you feel, William, when someone goes on social media and rants or does whatever they do on social media and they say they're the best of SEO?
Everybody, I don't care if it's SEO, I don't care if it's junk removal, I don't care if it's lawyer, doctor, whoever. If you're the best, and you're in, let's say we all go to the junk removal expo, and you're the best in junk removal, you're in the wrong motherfucking room.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So it,
number one, so you should feel, in my opinion, you should feel like the dumbest person in the room. If you're like, if I go in a room and it's all SEOs, and I don't feel like I'm stupid, I don't go to most SEO. I don't go to SEO conferences because it's usually the same stupid shit, or if you will,
mm-hmm,
shiny objects and stuff. I like to get around people like I go to realtors or doctors, or I go to
mm-hmm,
business mindset people. So I'm trying to
mm-hmm.
always learn from them. But anyone that ever says they're the smartest person, you've already failed, in my opinion, because you already think you've arrived.
Yeah.
And life's a process. It's something that you're gonna, have to continuously learn, continuously read, continuously improve. And if you think you don't have any room for improvement, which is what you're saying when you think you're the best, then I mean, you need some real help. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So another person has commented and said, the audio is bad. Why don't we remove you from the room, William, and then you get right back in and see if that works.
okay,
So we're gonna remove you. I mean, fully take you out, and then you get right back in.
yep.
Okay, I don't wanna. Okay, let me see. Okay, so that's William, you know what I mean? I'm trying to fix his audio right now and get him back in here so you guys can, you know what I mean, see if it works a little bit better. Let's get him back in. How's that, William?
Check, check, check.
There it is. You're back. You're good.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. So thank you everybody out there for letting us know that William is not clear. Now he's clear, you
Yeah,
know.
we
But
make sure it's clear.
yes, so that's the thing, William, is that when somebody says they're the best at something, should you believe that person, or if they say they're the best, why don't they say we can get you times 10 if they're the best?
So if they're the best, and I audit your website, so for example, why are you going after terms? Just for example, this is an SEO. It's not in anything else. If I go to SEMrush and I pull up your website and I can't rank you for junk removal near me, junk removal, the ones that actually get the most search volume, right? Then you're not the best. That SEO is not the best. If I go, for example, just for example, North Bay junk removal in Santa Rosa, California, and that's what they got you ranking for, you're not the best. Okay. You literally are going after a term that's probably got maybe 10 searches a month, versus we'll go after the specific niche or the Google category, which is junk removal or waste management or painter. Because if you can own that niche in that city, then you will dominate other things like furniture removal, appliance removal, trash removal, all of it. You'll dominate all of it. Clean outs, dumpster rentals. Like I just bought another one. I told you last night, bought that domain name too. I'm going after that shit too. But you just, here's the thing. Like, are you the best? I mean, how many of you out there are Christians or believers? I was raised, for example, you ever remember Paul? He says, I press towards the mark of the high calling, not that I have arrived. It's a matter of this is my goal and this is where I need to go. So I'm going to keep going after it. It's 1% improvement, glad to have you, North Bay, but it's like, this is my goal, and it's like Japanese ikaji. It's where it's like little 1%. If I improve today 1%, tomorrow 1%, the next day 1%. The thing is, most people get in a business owner. I start and they go, well, let me get this SEO, and this SEO. Maybe it doesn't happen in. Let's say it doesn't happen in 5 months. Ain't gonna be the case with me, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, even if it was, right, and I increased 3% that entire month, is it better than if I hadn't done nothing? Yes. Then the next month, another 3%. Well, in 12 months, you've increased your coverage 36%. That's a lot. It don't seem like a lot after 12 until 12 months pass. And then next year, another 36%. Holy shit, you're at 72% visibility.
Yeah.
So it's like when you first start losing weight, and stuff, maybe a pound a week, maybe a pound a month, but in 12 months, it's 12 pounds. In 2 years, it's 24 pounds. In 4 years, 50, and it kind of adds up over time. And most people just kind of, I want it to happen overnight. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's like, it's a process. The whole thing is like, in success, it's not the destination. I even tell my boys, it's not the money, it's not the things, it's who you become in the process.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I got another one right here, Will. So how do you decide whether to focus more on local SEO versus border keyword targets?
Say that again.
What do you prefer to focus more on, local SEO or border keyword targets?
What the hell is border keyword targets?
I'm thinking like, those borderline keyword targets that people put on there.
Yeah. So for me, like, I prefer local SEO. And the reason being, like, a lot of people say, well, do you guarantee top 3 in organic? Nope, I don't. Absolutely don't. Because are you, like, if you come in an area, are you gonna be Yelp or huge Better Business Bureau directories? No, you're not gonna do it. Even though there are ways and hacks, and I know how to do a lot of them. Like I did, for example, I beat it was JRA, and it was who was it? The other one was Reddit, and some other ones for a term. But that term, I beat it by using LinkedIn. It wasn't my website. It was LinkedIn. And all I did was make a very specific profile with a very specific name, very specific URL, and all that sort of thing. And then the other thing is local. So for example, with local, most people are not looking in organic. They're looking in maps, because when I'm looking for, hey, I got an emergency plumber, I'm a hot water heater's busted or whatever, right? I'm going to go on my phone. 80-something% of all traffic is mobile. It's not desktop. Users are more apt to use organic on desktop than they are on mobile. And I'm looking to make a call. So I'm going to stick in maps because there's no call button. There's no social proof. There's no reviews in organic part. And then I may want driving directions to see how close you are to me. So I'm going to use maps most of the time. And so I stick with organic, and what keyword am I going to focus on is usually going to be based upon what's the category. If it's dumpster rental, it will be different than junk removal. If it's waste management, that's not the same thing as junk removal. You know, I go based on the GMB or Google listing category.
So since you spoke on desktop and mobile, how do you approach mobile optimization differently than desktop?
So you gotta have to do, even with web design, you have to do both at the same time. Like when you're building out the website, like in Elementor, you can choose, do I want to do desktop, tablet, and then, if you will, mobile devices. And most people will build, and this is where they get into problems, they build the desktop first, then they come back to mobile. And when they do that, it really screws everything up. And what I teach, for example, is you should be doing all three at one time. So you should do an element in desktop, then you go to, if you will, tablet, then you go to mobile. After the fact, when a client comes to us, there's only so much we can do, because your website page speed has to do with how the website's built. This is another reason, do this fast in that sense, because it's with the hosting. But where are you hosting it at? Is it hosted over in, if you will, Asia or Canada, and your business is in the United States?
Yeah,
The
those
data center
towers.
is in Canada, and you're in the US. Then how many elements do you have in the builder? So obviously less plugins. You shouldn't have as many plugins when you're doing WordPress. And then we can optimize it. There's certain plugins on WordPress that if I install one, I can make something extremely fast. But then again, I teach everybody, don't use plugins as much, because you got to
So
keep plugins updated, you know?
so since we're talking technical, what's the fastest way to identify technical issues that hurt rankings?
So technical issues, for instance, we use something that's called, there's a website called Link Assistant. You can go to Link Assistant and you download, it's for free. It's a website auditor. Now, if you want the paid version, which means you can get the printed reports and all that, then you pay about $400 or $500 a year for the license. But when I first started, I said, yeah, just put screenshots. I'd literally do screenshots and send those as reports. Might not sound great, but the thing is, that's what you do when you're first starting. And the other one, if you just want to look at page speed, you can go to any website, and if you will, click on, I don't know, 1-800 got drunk or something like that. And you can, and I'll show you this. So you can do this yourself and check it out, but you just go share screen. Let's say this is a junk removal company, any of them, and you just over here, you can right click on the website and go, not view page source, but inspect. You go over here to this drop down and you click on Lighthouse, and you can analyze page load, and it will analyze this whole damn thing. And then it will tell you, and you can print out the report, give it to your VAs or your staff or whoever, or your SEO, and say, hey, need you guys to go fix this. We give this to every one of our clients every month. We show a before and after. And like before you were in the 30s and now you're in the 80s. We
Mm-hmm.
do our best to get you in the 90s. Will it happen every time? Nope, it won't happen every time. Is it a ranking factor? Yes and no. Most people will say no. Most SEOs will tell you it's not a ranking factor. I will tell you yes, it is, because if any one of us on this live go to a slow loading website, what are you going to do if it's not loaded within a few seconds?
You're clicking off.
I'm just going, I'm done with this crap, and I'm
Next.
out. And that's going to increase what's called bounce rate. Bounce rate means I went here and I left.
Yeah.
And Google then sees it and goes, well, then no one likes, William or No Limit Hold'em. They go, no one likes us. And so they go, oh, they're not an authority in the niche. They're not an expert, and they're not trusted. So it inadvertently does affect your rankings.
So does Google like good backlinks?
Yeah, Google loves good backlinks, and people will tell you all the time, well, Google doesn't want you to buy backlinks. If that's the case, then why does Google do pay-per-click and sell ads? An
Mm-hmm.
ad, well, it's an ad. It's not a backlink. Yes, it is. If in the ad you have to put a backlink or a page you're sending them to, so it's a
Yes.
backlink.
Mm-hmm.
Google actually owns a patent on backlinks. You can look at all the patents that Google owns and stuff. A scheme of the patent and all those different things. All of them have ranking factors. So
But I think we have a question right here from Titan Junk Removal and Hauling LLC. What's up with my guy out there? I think he's in Florida. He's in the Tampa Bay, Florida area. He said, what do you say? If I service 4 cities that are 10 miles apart, would you mark us in the map in 3 months?
yes, 10 miles is a small area.
Mm-hmm.
Most of like 10 miles usually takes, let's say, a 20-minute drive. And our starting map, most SEO starting map, and I could show you, it's like when you're looking at this map, so for example, and you're looking at these geogrids and stuff, and I'll show you this, guys. But the map that we start out with is about a 13 by 13. The average, if you will, SEO that's going to show you, or you'll see a lot of times people posting results, and there'll be these small maps. Well, they're about as big as your neighborhood. And if that's what you're starting with, it's fine if you're not ranking in that area. But if you're, what's the name of your business? I'll pull up Titan Junk Removal. Let me do this for you real quick.
And my guy Titan, remember, William and his team guarantee 3 months, so it's guaranteed.
So let's say Titan Junk Removal. And you are in, I'm probably going to say this one, but you're in Florida. Let's just make
Yeah,
sure.
he's in Florida.
Maps. We go
I
to
think I,
maps.
I I think he had a situation with the guru, and he needs he's getting help.
Team Titan Junk Removal, Florida.
I don't know about team. I know it's just Titan.
So there's Team Titan. That don't look like your brand.
No, he has
That will be a problem. So here's a bonus. If you
oh.
ever go into an area where it's like very similar brand name, like
Mm-hmm.
Paul has, you're going to usually run into problems because someone's trying to, whoever has a stronger brand or presence doing YouTube shorts and content, it's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So Titan Junk Removal, there's actually A1 Titan Systems, Titan Junk Removal Services here. So it's kind of like, which one? Titan Junk Removal Hauling Pasco. I'm pretty sure this is going to be it. The
I think it
name of
has
your
that.
website is at titanjunkremovalservice.com. We'll find out real fast.
I know he
Yep,
has that
there's
Trojan.
my boy.
There
So
he
go
is.
back to this. This is a tool called Plepper. This
He
little
said
plug
Spring Hill. He said Spring Hill, Florida.
Spring Hills. Yep.
Spring Hill.
It's
That's it.
hauling Spring Hill and Pasco County. This tool over here that you see is called Plepper, and it gives me all the data, like your junk removal service is your category.
Mm-hmm.
The debris removal, garbage collection, waste. There's also junk removal, just straight up junk removal service. Then this
So,
CID,
so William, you're saying if there's anybody that has a similar name to him in his area,
yeah,
there's going to be a problem.
it can be a problem. Like, for instance, Paul with his is forget about it. Well, he spells it one way and the other guy spells it another way.
Yeah,
And when you go to type in, like, it's really hard for most people to type in, if you will, forget about it. What's going to happen is,
I think you got to FaceTime.
yeah, someone just randomly calling me. If
Oh
you
yeah,
wind up typing in forget about it, for example, the stronger brand will be pulled up first. So whoever's a stronger brand will be pulled up. But so for instance, Titan, I'm gonna pull up your CID. Number one, you good because you got your address shown. That's one thing, and most people don't do that.
there's a
But
pin.
yeah, let's pull up your, if you will, this is a GeoGrid. And these are the type of stupid keywords most people go for. They don't go for like junk removal near me. They'll go for Spring Hill debris removal services, affordable junk removal, Spring Hill. All those keywords maybe get, let's say, 10, 20 searches a month. Where junk removal near me, those are the terms I go after because they're hard as shit to rank for. If you wanted a big city, like you wanted to rank in Tampa or whatever, I would need to know. I would obviously tell you. So it's easier to rank if in Tampa, if you have your GMB listing in the centroid or the center of downtown Tampa. Clearwater, same way, etc. Now, let's say you wanted to rank in your case, you wanted to rank in, a bunch of different cities. So let's go and see what type of cities. So this is what we start out at, and we'll go back up here. So this is our average starting map. This is what we start at. Most people started about this. This is like your neighborhood. This isn't even covering, Spring Hill. But if you're not ranking, it's okay. But then we'll go, all right, once I get you here ranking, then I'm going to go up to 9. It's a little bit bigger, but not much. It's still tiny little map. And then I go up to 13. Well, 13, I'm covering your city and I'm covering quite a few areas. I'm getting towards the beach and Bayport. Then once I do that, this is where we're at. Like Paul is, we're at 21 by 21.
Mm-hmm.
So then I want to rank in the water. I click all that out. But this is where we want to wind up getting you. And I'll run this for you real quick. But we click off of these and then basically says, hey, I don't want to rank in the freaking water, dude.
Well, you know what? Hold on, William. If a beaver called me and asked me to help him remove a dam, I would. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Let's see all this crap. And sometimes you got to do this, especially in central Florida, because you got lots of water.
Lots of water.
Florida is the fishing capital of the world. Then
redfish.
I love red drum, black drum.
What is it? Tarpon. I think tarpon too.
They're fun to catch, but that's about it. They're fun to fight. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I seen people catch them with their hands.
Yeah, they're crazy. We call them crazy motherfuckers.
crazy motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I used to have a friend, Ernesto. I went fishing with sheephead all the time. If you like lobster, have never had them, sheephead are like lobster. They're basically eat on barnacles, crabs. And
they have strong jaws. They crack them open.
Yeah, you got to know what you're doing to catch them and land them because they will snap your hook. But it's running, and once it's done running, I can zoom in on that map and show you. And this is one of those instances maybe you don't want to be, and you're in the top. Most people, and I'll show you this. Maybe you don't want to be in that area. Most people go, okay, we're going to look at this map, so we're doing this live, and they'll go, oh my God, brother, I got you Titan in the top 3. Okay, sounds good, but let's look at it and see if you're actually in the top 3. Top 3 meaning in that entire area. So this is an average rank. Average rank means, are you in the top 3 in that entire area? No. Your average is a top 3, 65%, which is good. I'm glad to see they put this in because I do this all the time. This entire map, 65% of it, you are in the top 3. But that means you are losing out on 35% of the entire traffic. So meaning 35% isn't ranked. So what I would wind up doing with you, for example, is I would then start concentrating all my off-page SEO on these areas and putting geo information and blog posts, press releases, and stuff in these areas. And now once this is our Rank Fortress basic map, then what I'm going to do after I've gotten this entire thing green, then I'm going to, all right, we got you in the top 3 in 3 months. Are you happy? Do you want to go out further? And you're like, I want to grow, bro. I want $1 million business. And this is where I go, okay, now we're going to expand. And then I go, how do I expand it? So the distance between the way we set it up, this is mileage. The distance between this pinpoint and this pinpoint is 1 mile. So how do we increase the space? We go over here and we go, well, let's make it 2 miles. And then we're going to try to rank you in this area. And obviously we got to get you out of the water. And then I go, all right, 3 miles. And I'm going to go back and show you some stuff though. Now you're covering the whole area. But here's the thing. Once you're ranking this is about a 20-minute drive to 30-minute drive from this point to this point. From top to bottom, it's usually about 30 minutes from here to here. So that's about a 30-minute drive. Once I go up to about 2, this is about a 45 to 50-minute drive, depending on the area. Anything over that where I go up to 3 miles, you're talking an hour and a half to 2 hours many times. So we're already covering a huge freaking area where you're covering multiple cities, getting towards Orlando.
Is that Hudson? Hudson and a part of Richie?
Yeah. So you're covering a lot of, overall, you're covering a lot of area. So that's what we want to do when you're covering more and more area. It's like, if I look at this, I go, how much, when I'm doing a consult, it's like, how much of this area you want to cover? And then I would just start expanding until I go, okay, are you happy with this much, or you want to cover some more? You want more than that, Titan? I want Hudson, Fort Ritchie, and Newport Richie. And how do I look at these things? I'll go, for example, you want Hudson, Florida, and Port Richie, and Newport Richie.
He said, I need another 20 minutes more down.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. So Titan.
So would a new person, maybe who's been in this for 1 year, 2 years, would they be able to get them to rank themselves over as
No.
See, that's what I'm saying, because Titans calling in, and so many people say this is so easy, you could do it yourself, but
no, it's
proof
not.
is in the
It's
pudding.
not going to happen. You're not going to be able to do it by yourself if you don't know this sort of thing. It's like, so if you want to go 20 minutes down south, so near Port Richie, which there's Port Richie right here, right? So Port Richie is not covered at that, but at 2 miles it will be covered. So this is where it starts getting covered. It's like, this is where he's getting covered at. So you've already covered Port Richie. You've already covered Newport Richie. You've already covered quite a bit of that. This is going to wind up being an hour, 20-minute maybe drive altogether from bottom to top or side to side.
I think if he gets the right job, it'd be worth it to go an hour if he was going to do it for the right job.
Do you need to be in the entire areas where you go back to Justice Map and go, okay, what area do I want to be in? And you go over here to Florida and go, okay, do I want to be in that entire area? And
let's see the money. Show us the money, William. Show us the money.
So you're going to zoom in. We do map or satellite. This is satellite, OpenStreetMap. So you start zooming in, if you will, on the areas, and you can see what do you want to be in. So I would tell you Spring Hill, stay out of. It's not money.
See, my brother, you see my brother, what you're learning right now, you're getting this game right here on the
where you would actually want to be is over in Barclay Avenue, Spring Hill Drive, right over here, Hernando Oaks, Green Grove, everything but where you want to be at. Then if you go down here into Port Richie, that's actually, and I know why you want to do it, but you go down towards here in Port Richie area, this is where all the money's at, is right here, is like Newport Richie and stuff, I actually don't want to be at. That's no money there. But I want to be over to the, if you will, east of Newport Richie, which is towards Keystone. Keystone's where all the money's at. And Chevelle, and then Connor Preserve, and if you will, this whole area. I know it says detention center, but next to it you got the park, the ranch, Meadow Point. So that's where I'm generally going to want to be, is all down in these areas, Clearwater.
So that would be good for him to reach out to you and to work with maybe a VA to target these areas and get it going and lock it in.
Yeah. And it's like you can rank in the entire area if you really wanted to. But the thing is, what you could also do, you could strategically go, these, like when you're on a consult with me, okay, if we're looking at this map, where do you want to be at? And then we pinpoint those areas. Then we go, okay, so off-page team, we're going to concentrate on all of these areas right here. So all off-page, all press releases, all blogs will be about those areas. Does that mean you're not going to rank in the other areas? No, unfortunately, I have no control over that. But the thing is, it does mean I won't concentrate on those areas. So if we rank in it, it's just going to kind of be a side effect of, you know.
So William, so what if what if what if there is a competitor watching this same video and they just reached out to you like after the show and said, "Hey, I want to get there before Titan."
So I only take one person per city. So what's that mean is, if you want to rank in Port Richey and you're not in Port Richey, I'm going to rank you wherever you're at. But if you got a location in Port Richey, I'm going to rank you in Port Richey. But obviously, whoever comes to me first gets first priority, because there's only top 3 on Google Maps. Could you possibly rank 3 people in Google Maps? Yes, but you're going to be fighting against yourself. Yeah, I seen where you were at, brother. It's just honestly a matter of, if you look at the map, where you wanting to be at. You're basically in the middle of it. So your address, for example, if I go grab your address, and I verify all this stuff whenever we're running a GeoGrid, if you will. It's not just a matter of me taking whatever you say or even my maps say. For instance, I will grab this. I have your address. You're on, if you will, Spring Hill, Florida on Marsh Road. And I go, all right, let me look you up. Driving directions. I want to go to Port Richey. You know, how far is Port Richey from you? It's actually a 40-minute drive, brubba. It's not, you're starting, if you will, Port Richey, Florida is down over here, and you're actually over here to the right. Like, you're right over here. So if I look at this map, right, this map makes you think that, if you look at the map, Port Richey's down here, and it makes you think, if you will, that you're up here. But reality is, you actually are basically like this. So this pin isn't always right. And what I try to do is go based off of, okay, now I'll go, let me run, if you will, this entire GeoGrid in this little 21 by 21 area. And most people ask me, why you run these big ass grids? And like, because that's what real SEOs do. They don't go after that tiny crap. But then we'll go, okay, let's see, how much of this are you ranking in the 2 mile area? Of course, we're going to get some of this in the water, if you will, and we don't want to be in the water. But we'll click all that off, only because every time you run these, it takes credits. So we'll spend $1,000 a month on this stuff at minimum. So we'll run this. There'll be junk removal near me. Let's just run that term. And then we'll see, okay, where are you at? And that is where you're at, So it's based on, what am I looking at on the map, and then anywhere else that you want to go at will then expand out to that. But so, for example, and that covers, a 1,200 square miles in that area. It's a huge area. It's not a small area. But let's see real quick. In that huge area, 21 by 21, 2 miles, you are in the top 13. And this is where I say, give me 3 months and you are fine.
So so it's best to maybe start small with a smaller area and
Yeah,
then
and so
start
that's what we
expanding.
do. We start out with 13, then we expand. So like right here, as you can see, he's in, he's not ranking anywhere down here by Port Richey. So yeah, he's not nowhere in the top 3. So my
Mhm.
main level of concentration is going to be, it's kind of like chess. I want to take all these yellows and reds and oranges and turn them all green. And then as
Checkmate.
these are green, I start pushing and pushing and pushing and breaking through here. And then I'll
Mhm.
start writing blogs and press releases all about these areas and then do it. It's like, okay, well, how are you doing that, William? So if I zoom in, I can see every area, Dupree Lakes, Lake Talia. I can see that this is the Cypress Creek Flood Detention Area. This is Covington's Cone property. And then I can also click on these markers and get the latitude and longitude. And so what we'll actually do when we do this, for example, is I will then take that information and put it in an Excel sheet. We call it, for example, on mine, it's called the latitude and longitude hack. So
Mhm.
latitude and longitude hack. And if there it is. So the latitude and longitude hack is where we'll take all of, if you will, those maps and those pins and everything, and we'll make a geogrid. We'll make, give me 1 second, longitude hack. Give me 1 second, training. So with the latitude and longitude hack, what I do is, and I'm training the staff, is we take the, if you will, those Latin longs of all these areas, where I click on, we literally click on every one of these, right? Every one. It's a long process. But then what we do is we create driving directions from one pin, right? One area to another area, one area to another area, one area to another area. And then we take that information when we're doing it and we're creating backlinks to it, or I'm doing what we call iframe embeds on certain assets, asset being something you own, and
Mhm.
it's a driving direction from every area not in the top 3 to your GMB or Google listing. And then Google reads these assets on whatever I embed them in, and they go, oh, so that GMB actually serves this area. And then another thing I can do is I start sending traffic to those assets, and people click on those driving directions.
Mhm.
And that all will help you, if you will, get ranked in this area that you want to dominate in. And then that's how we're going to target these areas. And then as we start seeing these start changing colors to reds and oranges, we'll turn them green. And this keep going down and down and down and down and down. So that's how we do it. But top 3 within 3 months, it's not a problem. And people ask me, well, how can you tell someone you'll be in the top 3 in 3 months? Well, once you've done about 1,000 something audits all the damn time, you see consistent things. It's kind of like with the Duda stuff. It's like
Mhm.
I go based off of data. I don't go based off of feelings or my personal experience in actually ranking people, my personal experience in auditing people and seeing thousands of different sites. And it may vary from niche to niche. It may vary from city to city. Some cities are going to be really easy. When you have no competition, you got 10 people in the entire area doing junk removal. Yeah, it's easy. If I
Yeah.
got 100, it's totally different. Totally different. You
Mhm.
know.
So what's your process? What's your processes for staying ahead of Google algorithm updates?
So algorithms always change to literally like the algorithm they have updates on a daily basis. They have major ones every month, sometimes more than that. But the thing is, um, it's through actually being in the trenches, if you will, and actually doing the work. Whereas a
Mhm.
lot of people will talk about SEO, but they don't do the SEO. A lot of people talk about having a team, but they don't actually train their team.
Mhm.
Like on a daily basis, I train our team. So like when I teach, and I go live on my channel, I talk about, for example, brand SEO or brand traffic. I've already went the day before and did a refresher with my team. I teach my team. I do the SEO with my team, and then we do an SEOP or standard operating procedure. I have them go through the process and then send me the output and then see it. And so I can look at, an agency that has 10 people and they do the same thing on all 10, and they go, I got this new hack, Mr. Yee. Look at this. Oh my God, I can, this happened and it affected the rankings. And they say, yeah, we're going to start doing this on all 10 people and it's going to change your life and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's different than someone that serves hundreds and hundreds of people. And I have more data in which I go, no, actually, that only affects that specific city or maybe that specific niche. Actually, I've tried, for instance, with us, I've tried Duda with other niches and it works just fine. But for whatever reason, went in junk removal and it's not working. I've got, out of everybody, I think 2 people that are on Duda, and just now, 6 months later, they're starting to actually get in the top 3, but it's still very difficult.
Dude, I think Titan has another question. What about the website? Will it be in the first page of Spring and all the service pages?
So there's maps and then there's organic. If you're talking about organic, I don't focus on organic until you're in the top 3 in maps. Once you're in the top 3 in maps, I don't, and when I say top 3 in maps, I mean, we literally have an outline of the clients. And it goes, top 3 is 7 by 7, 9 by 9, 13 by 13, 21, 15 by 15, 21 by 21. Once you're in the 21 by 21, it's usually big enough. If you say, I want to go further, then we go, okay, now maybe this is month 4. And then I say, okay, you want another 3 months? We can do that. And then I go, okay, let's expand out further, cover more cities. And we do that. Then once we have you everywhere in the match where you want to be, then I say, okay, now team, let's concentrate on organic. And I shift focus and I maintain, if you will, maps, and I shift focus more to off page and high quality backlinks to get ranked. So for example, I haven't even made this post yet. I'm actually going to be doing some really high authority, and I've told you, you know this. I'm going to do some really high authority backlinks like
Forbes.
Say Today, and Entrepreneur. And what happens with my clients with those, we do is called basically it's like a listing where we do the easiest way to tell people, have you ever went to a page and I go, hey, the top 10 roofing companies or junk removal companies in my area. And I list out No Limit Hold On, Mr. Forget About It, and this person and this person. And then I go, and who's also the top junk removal SEO guy, William Jones. And then every one of them get a backlink to that organization. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is when I run backlinks for my company, I'll also be putting other companies on it, like a tiered listing, so everybody will get backlinks. So that, for example, is the quality backlinks. Is a Forbes backlink the same as, a Citation backlink? Hell no. Forbes is going to be much stronger. There are certain search terms like you're asking about, first page for spring and service pages. If I go, for example, and I choose your neighborhoods in spring and I go, here's all the neighborhoods in spring, and I make a bunch of pages called junk removal plus this neighborhood, plus this neighborhood, plus this neighborhood. Some of those I can get ranked on page 1 in 7 days or less. Page 1. Then there are other terms, let's say junk removal or junk removal near me. No, it's going to take a while longer, and you're going to have to do some really strong authoritative backlinks. This is once again why most SEOs don't concentrate on those backlinks, don't concentrate on those keywords, because they're really hard to rank for. But we do, and we get them ranked and we get them results and stuff like that. It's a process. It's not something that happens overnight, and you're going to have to maintain it. So once you're ranking there, if you're in a higher competitive area, what's going to happen? You can't just do SEO and quit. You got to do SEO, then maintain it. You maintain it through brand or building content. You've been a member of Better Business Bureau for 2 years. Do you get backlinks from them? Yes, you do. Do you need to put it on your website? Nope, it's on their website. But I would take their Better Business Bureau backlink or the logo and link back to them. Anything like that. Also, we use a citation builder, which costs $300 to use it. So we don't when we charge our clients, we charge them $300 for the service. We're making, I think, 25 bucks. But the thing is, it's like it builds high authoritative citations like MapQuest, Google Maps, things of that nature. So it's not like, if you will, we're making a whole lot of that. But, that's what we do whenever we do them. And I'm going to show it to you real quick. But a lot of times, for example, your citations or your name, address, phone number is different, if you will, across different platforms. So we use something called Bright Local. Bright Local will order citations, and it takes about 38 days to have all the listings up. But the listings on Bright Local these are not your crappy, if you will, citations where anybody can get them. They're free, none of that crap. These are paid citations. Better Business Bureau is good because sometimes they're paid, sometimes they're not.
Mm-hmm.
But Bright Local, for example, if I wanted to go over here to citation building services, and let's just take and go start building citations, I can put in your name, address, phone number, all that jazz, and I could show you. So, for example, with Titan, let's be over here. Titan junk removal hauling. I'm gonna pull you real quick and just get your information so I can do this for you and show you what I mean. But if you go on to Bright Local, and I'm really not a fan all the time I'm not a fan of getting monthly services from, but this one I will. But let's just say for any one of them, like Clifford, for example, if I went to Clifford and I went to him whenever I'm running this report, I can go, okay, what citations does he actually have? I can look at the citation tracker, look at them, right? And I can manage them, or I could audit them. And then when I audit a citation listing, for example, it will tell me, are your citations good? Are they bad? And when you want to build up citations, when I say build up citations, are you on Google? Are you on Maps, on Apple, Bing, Yelp, Manta, Merchant Circle, Allbiz, Clutch, Proven Expert, Storyboard, Brown Book, all these? Are you on all of these? Or not? The aggregator network is what you really want. So the aggregator network is like the credit bureau of businesses. Like when you are looking to get a loan and the bank wants to look at FICO and all them, this is what this is for business. The Yellow Page Network is a geo network, and Neurostar and GPS network, and Foursquare and Data Axle. If you don't know what this is, for example, just to show you, I'll go over to ChatGPT and you can see it, or go to Google and what's Data Axle? Who is Data Axle? You go, who is Data Axle? And they'll tell you Data Axle is a data analytics and marketing firm, provides businesses with data marketing solutions known as Infra Group. They specialize in building databases. So it's basically, when I say these guys like here, they are the ones that maintain business data that tells Google and puts out all this information and tells everybody, okay, do you have citations? What's their authority? Which ones are the best ones? The best ones are the ones that are mandatory, or these. And obviously I want all these, versus those crappy ones that you can just, they have no authority or anything. They're good to put out there, but they're not going to affect your rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Crushing SEO for all of you. That's right.
So with the backlinks, is it even worth buying backlinks? What do you think about your evaluation of buying backlinks?
So buying backlinks, most of the time where people are buying them are for places like Fiverr and Legit and I'm a guest post seller. I
Mm-hmm.
don't bother with all that crap because most of them are going to be trash.
Mm-hmm.
I personally use Google Assets to build backlinks. I use AWS or high DA backlinks. I have citation lists, which no authority on them, but they're good to use them, but they're not the main thing. I use press releases as well. I also have, besides the basic press releases we do, we have some press releases that cost $300 to $400 or more for a press release because it goes on, let's say, Yahoo Finance
Mm-hmm.
and some other bigger names. Then I also have backlinks that go on to USA Today, CNN, and I mean legitimately USA Today, Entrepreneur, Forbes magazine. All those go anywhere from $500 to $10,000. So it
Mm-hmm.
depends on what your budget is and do you want to, spend it, and I tell people it's really not necessarily to do some of it. So, I mean, it's just a matter of, most people will sell it. And this is why a lot of people will you go to any of these other guys and they're quote unquote using backlinks. And I'm going to give you a lot of it's fluff. Like
Fluff.
if I could take a book, let's say like James Clear book, what's this whole book about? This whole book is about what's atomic habits mean? Little shit that adds up. That's it. But the
Yeah.
thing is, really good book, but there's a lot of other things in it, steps. And a lot of people, when they work with an agency, they go, appreciate it, Titan. But they, what they do is they go, well, I want to show like I'm doing a lot of work. So, like JRA, for example, I talked to a guy, he spent over $100,000 in 5.5 years with no results. How much he's been spending? Over $3,000 a month. Okay.
Yeah.
$3,000 a month for, in 2 of those years, he wasn't with them, but over $1,000 a month for SEO, right? It's like $1,600 a month for SEO and the others for ads. And if you look at it, you go, okay, they'll say, well, we're doing this many backlinks a month, and we're doing this and 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 this, because they're trying to fluff it up and say, oh, you're paying $1,800 and I'm doing so much, Mr. Yee Yee, doing so much, buddy. And the reality is you're
Fluff.
not. You're not. They don't cost that much. The backlinks they're doing, they're not Forbes, they're not, if you will, a lot of the higher tier guest posts. They're not tier guest posts. I can get guest posts that are actually really good from people that I know, that I trust, that actually do SEO, that build them, versus going out and saying, it'd be like, do I think this restaurant's any good? And I just show up and I got no one told me nothing about the restaurant. You show up and you find out there's freaking, cockroaches in your damn food.
So
Because you
so
know any better.
so what do you think about Haro for SEO?
Haro outreach, we don't do it, but yeah, it does work, and I do have backlinks to it. But Haro outreach is basically where I write an article or I have an article, and I reach out to, if you will, contributors, and they will then allow me to post my stuff with the backlink on it. It's kind of like, how do I get in Forbes, USA Today, and Entrepreneur? I have connections. So that's the same way. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
in my case, I've developed the connections over time. And then therefore, instead of it costing me $8,000 for a backlink, it'll cost me $3,000 for a backlink.
Nice. That's the
But still, those
connection.
backlinks are imagine if you get featured in Entrepreneur or Business Today, those
Mm-hmm.
backlinks, it goes trust, authority, and he owns that entity. So like
Yeah.
whenever you wind up getting a backlink in there, you're gonna be much more trusted. So,
Mhm.
but yeah,
You could bring her in if you want. Yeah, yeah. What do you think about, what I mean, people that want to optimize existing content without rewriting it from scratch?
well, you always look at like SEMrush. If you go on SEMrush, you can look at what's getting traffic in Google Search Console. You look at what's getting traffic pages, but it's not on page one.
Mm-hmm.
So the quickest hack I could tell you, let's say you want to increase rankings, increase traffic, go look at search terms that are getting traffic, but they're not on page one. and then get those pages and optimize those pages. How do I optimize those pages? Sometimes rewriting, but generally speaking, just adding more content, or even, let's say, making a YouTube video on that same topic.
Yeah.
Then embedding it onto, obviously optimizing it on YouTube, and then embedding it on the actual page. It will basically push Google to index it really fast, and they will rank higher.
So it's just like a lot of our brothers and sisters out there who make content, and you're showing how much money you make or how much money you made a day. That's not
Yeah,
putting you in
that's
the
not going to help
index.
you.
That's not going to help you. So
That's vanity metrics. It's
yeah,
like, how many likes did I get?
yeah, that's clickbait. So a lot of you should be focusing on doing maybe videos that are for clients instead maybe of your competitors. And I had to learn that more hard way also.
Yeah,
But you know,
do
just
people also ask questions that are like, when you look up junk removal near me, or how much does junk removal cost? Google tells you what people are looking for. Go down underneath tabs, as people also ask. The only time I will do anything about my competition is I will go, let's say, for example, 1-800 got junk alternative, Junk King alternative, Junk King versus my business, like No Limit Hold'em versus this person. I will do pages about that. I will do backlinks, press releases about that, because I'm going to try to steal their traffic, and that's the only time. But I'm not going to get on there and be like, how to make $100,000 a month in junk removal. No one's looking up those terms. That's all vanity metrics. It's like people that watch their Facebook posts and go like, well, this post only got 5 likes. I'm going to delete it, rewrite it, and repost it. No one gives a crap, man.
what about content calendar that drives traffic?
Content calendar that drives traffic. So
Yeah.
you should always be like, when you do a GMB post, when we give our clients GMB posts, I encourage you to take those GMB posts and then share them on social media, because you got to think the people that are usually following you on social media are local traffic, are local people. And the more local people that click on those posts, Google goes, oh, those behavioral signals will actually help you rank. So want to share things that you're doing, like if you do a blog post, if you do a video, if you do GMB posts, whatever you're doing when it comes to your assets, you share them on social media and drive traffic. Even if I only got, okay, just for example, CTR manipulation is a gray hat method. All right, it's not black hat. Anybody talks about black hats, right? Listen, black hat is, I hacked into Mr. Yee Yee's bank account. I stole the $500 million he had. I put it in my bank account and say, listen, if you want it back, you gotta give me blackmail. That's black
That's
hat.
ransom. Yeah, that's like
Okay, that's
ransom.
your black hat. Most stuff, when most people don't black hat, like building backlink, it's all gray hat. But the thing is, it's just a matter of CTR manipulation. Most of the time, for example, when you come into and you want to turn areas from red to green, or you want to get them in the top 3, if you will, CTR manipulation will use it. In my case, I use it if you're in the top 10, because it's like I bumped you over the hill, right? You don't have to do 500 different driving directions. Matter of fact, if you do too many, it will actually hurt you.
Yeah.
So what we normally do, we'll say, all right, we're going to send an extra 10 driving directions a week. Maybe that's pushing it, right? And then let's say it has a little bit of effect, but not much. Then I start dialing it up just a little bit here, a little bit there. So you may think, well, I share my social media posts and I got only 3 clicks. Those 3 clicks is not really, you don't need too many more. You don't need a lot. You don't have to do a lot, and you don't want clicks from people in another state, in another city.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I say, if you share it on your social media and it's local or it's family, then it's
Yeah.
going to help you, versus
Yeah.
being
I,
somewhere out of
I,
town.
I I think some of the big guys in this business say, they get so many clicks on their website and they say, thank you for helping us out for clicking, but it didn't really help you out because that was somebody from out of state who wasn't local and, looking for junk removal or anything. That was just maybe another junk removal guy just wanting to see
Yeah,
how your website looks. So it didn't really help you.
correct. And you can actually, you can actually block your own views in Google Search Console or Analytics. You can not Google Search, but Google
Man,
Analytics. You can block your own
the,
traffic.
the more I get to learn about SEO is so much knowledge, and you actually have so much power because it's like learning history. Once you know the history, you have a lot of knowledge, and people just don't realize is that this might take a few years in the game, but if you're willing to learn, you can learn.
Yeah,
And
and it's like, imagine, it's like I've been doing it for 30, so almost 30 years, or 20 plus years, and you learn more and more every day. Like, I listen to like two people, and it's Mike Merlino and Chris Palmer. I only listen to them to an SEO. I don't listen to nobody else. There are other people that are really good at, let's say, national or e-commerce or stuff, certain things. Yes, I listen to them, but when it comes to local SEO, I don't listen to everybody. Don't listen to everybody. SEO is easy and and who needs a web design, but whatever. Who needs SEO? I don't listen to them. They no invested interest in me. Why should I listen to them? Invested interest means, are you helping me pay my bills? No.
Yeah,
You ain't got no
absolutely.
skin in the game? No, I'm not listening to you.
That's why my circle got real small.
Yeah.
My circle got real small because you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't pay the bills. So it's
Yeah.
just nothing personal. But here's another one. Here's another one. How do you choose between targeting high volume versus low volume keywords?
So I always go after high value or high intent. High intent, which I went over in branding, is like, for example, just like with use, no limit hauling and junk removal prices, no limit hauling and junk removal reviews, no limit hauling and junk removal testimonials, no limit hauling junk removal, costs, affordable junk removal near me. So those are all high intent. What's that mean? It means someone is actually looking to purchase. Like, if I go junk removal quote, what are they possibly looking to do? They're looking to get a quote on something so they can purchase. Um, junk removal purchase, junk removal cost, junk removal by footage. But I specifically go after the niche junk removal. Like, if your GMB Google listing says your niche is waste management, I'm going to go after waste management near me. If it says you're a roofer, I'm going to go after roofer near me. Then all those other keywords will show up as well. I'll go after all your services, all your service pages, all your location pages, all of it. So
All
most
of
SEOs generally go after a long tail keyword like junk removal, let's say junk removal in Sarasota City, Florida. Well, that's really easy to rank for, right? Versus a little bit harder. Let's just go junk removal Sarasota. That's harder and it gets more volume. Even harder and more volume is generally junk removal near me.
Yeah.
So why most SEOs stay away from it is because it's harder to rank for.
So that's a beautiful situation right there. I got another one that I'm sure a lot of people will love to hear this one right here. What's the most damaging SEO mistake you see small businesses make? Because we've all made them. I'm trying to tell you, we've all made
them. So
gotcha.
I think listening to the wrong people telling you go use, or you can do SEO yourself, or this person is an amazing SEO. I will tell you straight up. I've even said this at conferences. I'm not the best SEO. I'm not the best SEO. There are other people that are better at it than me. However, you will not beat my work ethic ever. Okay. If you're not ranking in this, I will literally push, especially with junk removal, that until you get in the top 3. I want you to be in the top 3. I want you to succeed, because then I know you're going to give me more businesses. You're going to expand. You're probably going to open up more locations. But a lot of times they'll listen to the wrong advice and just go, well, you can do this shit yourself, or, hey, go get on Duda, or, hey, go to this city, without actually doing research. Like, if someone says like if Mr. Yee says, for example, William's great. All right, send me some case studies. I have a lot of them. I got all types of them. And when I go, for example, I said, okay, for example, Duda is not the best thing ever. So, William, please show me what you mean by Duda is not the best thing ever. I posted this on my, if you will, my wall, and I'm not going to, if you privately ask me, I'll tell you who, but just think of it this way: top SEOs in junk removal space outside of myself. And you just go, this is all the sites that they had built, and you see a consistent factor. WordPress.
Can you blow it up a little bit? Can you blow it up a little bit?
So
there you go.
WordPress is in the top 10. There's one due to ranking, one due to ranking here, one due to ranking here, one here, one here. But how many aren't ranking?
Exactly.
Then this is really worse. This is the top one, and he's going to be speaking at an upcoming event.
Exactly. So
it's red. And guess what? And guess what? What's crazy? This one ranking, WordPress ranking, WordPress is not, WordPress ranking, Duda's not, and a lot of it's just Duda. Then you go back over here, saying it's the same thing, and all you see like Wix and Duda. It's like, but if this is the best, what we do is we listen to these people, and they go, well, this person is an amazing person. And are they ranking or are they not ranking? And like I've literally shown people, is like when I'm on a call, and I'll screenshot this so no one can be watching, seeing the damn, if you will, because I know how these people are, because I've been in SEO long enough.
It's okay. We like them. We like them to watch because they also learn as we do.
They will tend to, if you will, say and go, check out your stat. I'm not sure your stat, but check out who the clients are you're ranking with. But this is our results currently. It's screenshot, and I'll blow it up. But so
green.
So this is the majority of our shit. This guy just came on, and I already got him in a 21 by 21. And this is for the term junk removal and junk removal near me. So, and this is old Paul, forget about it. And he's probably the only one I got on Duda. The rest of them are WordPress.
So,
like I said, when we start out 9 by 9, then we go 13 by 13, then we go 15 by 15, then 21 by 21. But it's a consistent factor, and all the ones that I've taken on that are on other platforms, we are converting. So, or in the process of converting. So, nevertheless, so we go by facts and stuff we see. It's not a matter of
absolutely. It has to be it has to be facts, and that's just, so many people, should be taking advantage of this. And, what we did today on this show was show you guys, we helped out someone who logged in, who tapped in, is not sure about what should I do. And this person, Titan, Junk Removal and Hauling LLC in Florida, he just gained all that knowledge, and that was absolutely free. But, if he wants to dominate now in the right areas, it's time for him to make that next step and dominate. And don't pay those outrageous prices that people are charging out there and fooling you, and just putting that carrot in front of your face and dangling it. And it's an illusion.
Yeah, and that's kind of, it's like most of the time people just don't check out people. They just go, you sound good, but just because it sounds like a duck, walks like a duck, smells like a duck, doesn't mean it's a duck.
Quack.
So go find out if someone actually knows what they're doing. Don't ask for freaking Google reviews, because those are fake. Don't ask for, things of that nature. I ask for YouTube. I ask for video reviews where someone actually tells me what someone did. And then I also want to say, okay, send me some recent, not past. I don't give a shit what you did in the past. I want to know, what have you done in the past 30 days?
Yes.
Okay. Who have you ranked in the past 30 days? Life-changing testimonials, yes, like you saved my business. I have several
Yeah.
people like that. And then give me some phone numbers of people I can call. And then if they start screaming, whoa, 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 I got a non-disclosure agreement and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? I got a non-disclosure agreement to my bank account too. So
Hang on, we got a question right here from Sarah from Load Runners over there in SoCal.
mhm.
Uh, if I would like to book a call with you personally, can I do it through my profile?
Yes, you can. And I believe if you, yep, load runners, we've actually already sent over because I know you got the orange website with the LR that looks like this. I've
Yeah.
actually already sent, I've already actually already sent you over our quote and everything. But if you just want to book a call, all you got to do is message me and I'll send over a link and we can get on a call. I will not be going on calls today because the day is Friday and I go over to my mentor tonight and it takes about a couple hours to get to his place. So
Oh wow.
I will get on calls on my Saturday and Sunday, which is y'all
Hmm.
Saturday and Sunday as well. So
So you know, everyone, this is why we've created this show, to help you guys out. If you guys need that, those certain questions that you have, if you're not sure if you're ready to do this, or if you're like, I just need some more information, that's why we have created this show and we are posting so much, because we're trying to save you guys money, time, and to dominate your area and work with an expert who does this. And a lot of us, don't have time. We have families, we have other obligations after work that we got to tend to, and we don't have time to just be all night and do all this and do all that. And it's just, you guys are benefiting so much. It's just a blessing. Oh my God.
I prefer like doing the calls too because it's like I can get on here for like an hour and just hit everybody at one time, answer questions versus if someone books calls and it's like one after another. And load runners, I remember y'all signed up, I believe, last week.
Mhm.
And right now they're in the process, from what I remember, I can look it up. Of we're rebuilding your site.
Oh,
And I
oh,
remember
okay. Let's
they
rebuild
are
that site.
let me look real
Okay.
quick. I think y'all
Okay.
are either it's a crat. I know y'all want a new site. It's not the best site, but
It's
it
okay.
is. It's
Did
currently
you
on
did you
WordPress,
did
but
you say that their credit card bounced or whatever? You said something like that?
no,
Nah,
no,
just play it, Sarah Vincent. Just play, just play. Yeah, you guys,
no.
you don't worry
Sarah is
about
good, but
it.
yeah, we're rebuilding the site and stuff. But if you ever want to talk to me, just reach out to me on Facebook, and I'm
Hmm.
very reachable. I mean, so
This is what I did. I needed help. I thought I was ranking high. I had all the Google reviews, and I thought I kept on ranking high. I was posting, I was updating, I was doing this, and I was just like, man, I'm top. I'm top in my area. No, I'm top in my area on my own phone. And when I really got audited and I seen what was going on, I said, I'll be damn. You know what I mean? I did a drunk chicken sound. You know what I mean? And I was just, and now I reached out to William. William helped me out, and I can be more happier. This is why I endorse this. This is why I'm so happy to do this content for you guys. And this is why I do this content about this SEO, to help you guys out, because I get to learn myself. And we learn every day. I love learning. It's all part of life. You learn, you learn, you learn. And guys,
your
take
stuff.
advantage of
It's like
this.
when you do audits. The other thing is when you're doing one audit, 10 audits a week, you don't really see a lot of data. But then when you're doing, we'll do, let's say I do 5 or 10 audits a day, and I'm
Whoa.
doing 700 or so a week. So what winds up happening is I start seeing consistent factors in consistent cities or states
Mm-hmm.
and pages. That's why I go, well, you need about 1,500 words of content a page. People will say, well, how can you say that? Because when we do an audit, we audit the content, see how much content's on each page, how often are they ranking in this specific niche or city. So we can base all that off of that. It's like we use the same SOP on every junk removal client. Same SOP,
Same
same product,
SOP.
same
Same
everything.
same system.
And I know you'll rank. So
Well, William, it was a good show today. It was a blessing. We crushed SEO and we're crushing it and showing the people. Yee yee Kong. And you know what I mean? That's how I feel about when I talk SEO with William and the rank force. And that's how I said, I told the VAs, give me the yee yee Kong. And that's what we made right there. And you next time you might see Yee Yee Zilla. Oh, you know what I mean? And I love it. This is what I believe in, and this is what I'm about. And I highly
I appreciate that, Sarah. She says, I knew I needed help with her website. I wasn't afraid to reach out. A busy life besides the business, so I couldn't do it all myself. This is where I said the other day when what's her name said, you can do all this stuff yourself. And I'm like, you could do it, and you're a typical entrepreneur, and you're never going to grow past a certain point. But reality is, you're not a business owner if you're doing everything yourself. You've got to learn to delegate.
And you can't do that when you're on the truck every day.
Yeah.
Some people manage to post on social media, spam it all day, even though they're on the truck. That's totally something different than ranking and getting deep into it. But with that said, William, it was a good show. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for giving us your time again. And we'll see you again. William show, he's dropping shows every day. So you guys can catch William on
tomorrow too. And we're talking about how to do junk removal marketing tomorrow.
So, William's dropping them every day. I don't know if it's every day or just Monday through Friday, but
it's generally Monday through Friday. So tomorrow will be y'all's Friday night, and I think today's our Friday day, but tomorrow will be y'all's Friday night, and I'll drop one on junk removal marketing.
Yes, sir. And you can catch William on all the social platforms. I'm trying to tell you, Facebook, Rank Force Academy, William Jones, Facebook, and YouTube. He has so much content on YouTube. You guys reach out to him. You guys know how to reach out to me. No Limit Hauling and Junk Removal, the YouTube, No Limit Hauling and Junk Removal, the Facebook, and No Limit Hauling TikTok. We're just everywhere. There's just so many. It's just authority everywhere.
Yep, and it all feeds your brand, so that's why you need to be doing it. But do it with do it planned and do it with intention, not just spamming and just throwing shit at the wall like spaghetti.
Like spaghetti. Whoa, spaghetti without the sugar.
Without the sugar.
I just said. All right, William. Well, thank you so much, my brother. It's all love. And stay on for a minute. We're going to get off right here, but I want to talk to you for a second. Everyone out there, I appreciate you. It's all love. Yee, yee.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, boy.